The world came to know and love Miss K. Robertson through the hit reality series Duck Dynasty, where she charmed millions with her Southern hospitality, deep-rooted faith, and devotion to her family. But after the heartbreaking loss of her beloved husband Phil Robertson, fans were left wondering how the family matriarch would cope with such a tremendous blow. Now, in an unexpected and inspiring twist, Miss K is not only coping, she's thriving. Phil Robertson's passing shook the Robertson family and fans alike. Known as the patriarch of the Duck Commander Empire, Phil was a larger-than-life figure. A strong, principled man who loved God, family, and the outdoors. His death left a profound void, especially for Miss K, his wife of over 5 decades. The two had weathered countless storms together, from Phil's troubled early years to the pressures of sudden fame. And their love story was one of redemption and unbreakable commitment. Losing him, Miss K admitted, felt like losing a part of herself. In the months following Phil's death, Miss K struggled. Grief took a heavy toll, not just emotionally, but physically. Close family members revealed that she withdrew from many of her normal routines. Her appetite diminished, her energy faded, and her vibrant spirit dimmed. It was a period of immense sorrow, and those close to her feared she might never fully recover. However, Miss K's faith, the same faith that had guided her throughout her life, remained unshaken. She often spoke of God's presence, even in the middle of heartbreak, and leaned on prayer and scripture to find comfort. Then came a shift, gradual but powerful. With encouragement from her children and grandchildren, Miss K began to re-engage with the world. She resumed her gardening, started cooking again for the family, a signature talent fans adored on the show, and even took up light fitness routines designed to improve mobility and boost energy. What sparked the most visible change, though, was her commitment to health. For the first time in many years, Miss K began focusing on her physical well-being. She adopted a cleaner diet, started walking daily, and incorporated stretching and light strength exercises. The results, according to family members, were unbelievable. Within a few months, Miss K had not only regained her physical strength, but was glowing with renewed vitality. Friends noted how her eyes sparkled again, and her trademark laughter, the one that lit up every episode of Duck Dynasty, returned. Her transformation became an inspiration to many, especially older adults dealing with loss. Miss K began speaking about her journey publicly, not to boast, but to encourage others who might be facing similar trials. "Grief doesn't go away," she said in one candid moment, "but God gives you strength for the next step, and then the next, until one day you look back and realize how far He's brought you." Miss K. Robertson, the beloved matriarch of the Duck Dynasty family, has never shied away from sharing her heart, whether on television, in interviews, or through her unwavering faith. After the heartbreaking loss of her husband Phil Robertson, fans wondered how the woman who stood beside him through decades of hardship, fame, and faith would cope with such a profound loss. But in true Miss K fashion, her response has been nothing short of inspiring. Her words are not just reflections, they're declarations of love that endures beyond the physical. "Phil always wanted me to take care of myself," she said recently, her voice a soft echo of determination. "He worried about me more than he let on. So now I take each day as a gift, and I try to live in a way that would make him proud." That love, fierce, loyal, and rooted in faith, has become her guiding light in this new chapter of life. Rather than letting grief consume her, Miss K has made the conscious choice to honor her late husband by embracing life with even greater purpose. It's not about forgetting. It's about remembering in a way that uplifts. She hasn't retreated into solitude. In fact, the opposite is true. Miss K remains the glue that holds the Robertson family together. Her home continues to be a place of refuge, warmth, and celebration. Sunday dinners, long a family tradition, still happen under her roof, where laughter echoes in the kitchen and stories about Phil flow freely between spoonfuls of homemade gumbo and slices of her famous pies. Her grandkids often say she's the heartbeat of the family. And it's clear that, even in sorrow, Miss K's heartbeat is strong. Faith, of course, has played a central role in her resilience. She begins each morning with devotionals and often leads prayer circles with friends, neighbors, and even strangers seeking spiritual guidance. These quiet acts of leadership reflect the core of who she is, a woman who leads with grace, compassion, and humility. She's also been spending more time engaging in community events, church programs, and outreach for widows and grieving families. "Grief looks different for everyone," she said. "But I've learned that sharing our stories helps heal the cracks in our hearts." This healing journey hasn't been without its challenges. There are days, she admits, when the silence in the house feels unbearable. The familiar creak of the floorboards without Phil's boots on them. The stillness of the front porch swing without his hand holding hers. But in those quiet moments, Miss K finds strength in memories, and in the knowledge that love doesn't die. It transforms. One of her most healing practices has been writing in her personal journal. She documents the small joys of each day: a bird on the feeder, a smile from a neighbor, a scripture that speaks to her soul. She writes letters to Phil, too. Though he can't read them, she believes he hears her, and that belief brings her peace. In recent months, family members have noticed a remarkable shift in her energy. Where once there was a deep heaviness in her eyes, now there's a spark. She's walking more, eating healthier, and even started gardening again, one of Phil's favorite pastimes. Her grandsons joke that she's got more tomatoes than the grocery store. But it's not just physical change that's noticeable. It's the emotional and spiritual clarity that surrounds her. She's more intentional, more present, and more grateful for life's little blessings. Whether it's a call from her sons Willie or Jace, or a surprise visit from her great-grandkids, Miss K receives each moment with open arms and a full heart. The Robertson family continues to draw strength from her example. "Mom's doing better than we ever could have hoped," Willie shared. "She's a rock. And I know Dad would be proud of how she's carrying on." Fans of Duck Dynasty have also taken notice. Many have written to her, sharing their own stories of loss and how her journey has helped them navigate their own grief. Miss K reads every letter. Some make her cry, some make her laugh, but all remind her that Phil's legacy lives on, not just through her, but through everyone he touched. She recently addressed a women's group, delivering a powerful message about love, loss, and faith. Her words resonated deeply. When you've loved someone for over 50 years, they don't just leave when they die. They live on, in your words, your choices, your love. That's how I honor Phil. By living like he's still here, because in many ways he is. Miss K's story is not just one of survival. It's one of transformation. From the ashes of grief, she has rebuilt a life rooted in gratitude and love. Her journey reminds us that even in our darkest moments, light can still find a way in. She doesn't claim to have all the answers, and she's the first to say that she still misses Phil every single day. But in honoring his memory, she has become a beacon for others walking the road of loss. Her life, now, is a living tribute, not just to her husband, but to the faith, family, and resilience that define her. As Miss K often says with a gentle smile, "I'm still here. And as long as I'm here, I'm going to keep loving, keep serving, and keep living the way Phil would have wanted." And that, more than anything, is the kind of legacy worth celebrating. Miss K. Robertson's journey from heartbreak to healing is a powerful reminder that even in our darkest seasons, hope can bloom again. Her story isn't just about physical health. It's about emotional resilience, spiritual endurance, and the enduring power of love. In a world so often obsessed with youth and instant gratification, Miss K stands as a quiet but mighty example that life can begin again at any age, even after tremendous loss. Her turnaround may be called unbelievable, but for those who know her heart, it's a miracle born of faith, family, and the refusal to give up.